Today is October 13, 2017. This is broadcast number 1 of QCast. What's up, everybody? You're listening to QCast, and I'm Tempest Mask 1000. I'll be your host, and welcome to my brand new podcasting series, where the name was lovingly derived off of the mysterious masked character from Street Fighter III: Third Strike. In this podcasting series, I will occasionally bring guests, or if there is ever a time where such is necessary, talk just me, myself, and I, to a bunch of topics that I'll try and arrange here and there. It will usually focus around the forms of video games, anime, manga, movies, or even comics. It all depends on the mood I'm in, and just how exciting things might be getting in a future time. For instance, this specific broadcast will be covering the Dragon Ball series, as I've brought in a few people from Discord, and we attempted to have what turned out to be quite a nice conversation regarding what recently happened in Dragon Ball Super's anime, and the recent news regarding the upcoming competitive fighter game, Dragon Ball FighterZ. In addition, I also mention a couple of topics regarding Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, as a new DLC pack is announced to be on its way, DLC pack number 5, as well as the fact that the game has now been released for the Nintendo Switch. The following podcast was recorded on September 24th, 2017. I gotta say, it was really fun getting together with these guys, and hopefully I'll be able to bring back most of them for next time. But in all due seriousness, I hope you guys enjoy what we managed to put together for you all, and that I do apologize for my microphone's recording sounding kinda off. Being this was the first time I was actually attempting to do something like this, at the time I managed to record myself using a USB mic from a trusty old Wii game that was similar to basically singing in Rock Band. While the sound quality isn't all that bad, I do understand that at a time like, well, say now, I could have definitely used my Audio-Technica AT2020 mic, but at the time I just wanted to keep things simple, get the thing going, and most importantly, just experiment a little. Because that's essentially what first episodes or first broadcasts are for, am I right? But with all due respect to what I do have right now, I will attempt to record with better quality in the future. For now, I did attempt to make sure that in the post-editing process, I upped the quality regarding that recording, so that hopefully it will sound a little bit better than what it would have been had I actually not bothered to do such. Alright then, I think that's all I need to say. Time to get straight to business. Thanks again for listening, guys. Let's get this QCast started.
Prepare to strike. Now!
Just a quick note that while the following was recorded after Dragon Ball Super episode 108, I'm still uploading the podcast because I figured the material was just too good to let go that easily, and the fact that not all of the conversation is technically outdated, considering that part of the conversation talks about Dragon Ball FighterZ, as well as Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Plus, I figured the conversation would be a good way to let you guys know what we were thinking before the special aired. So I hope you guys understand and enjoy the QCast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of QCast. I'm your host, Tempest Mask 1000, and I decided to try a new podcasting series that I've been thinking of doing for my YouTube channel for quite a while now. I needed a few experiments, or at least a few materials and subjects to talk about. And regarding what I saw yesterday in Dragon Ball Super, I know I had the perfect opportunity. So today's subject's going to be about Dragon Ball, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some people. We're going to hopefully have a good old fun time. We're going to talk about stuff, and it doesn't always have to be one single subject, so you never know what might come up, but for now, we're going to do some Dragon Ball, and with me I have one familiar face and 3 unfamiliar faces. For those who don't know, this podcast is being attempted right now on Discord, and what's basically happening is I have 3 wonderfully willing volunteers from Mastar Media's Discord server who are joining me now. They include the YouTuber known as Anime Insight.
Say hi.
That's your cue to introduce
guys?
yourself.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm right here. Yeah, what's up? Hello. Welcome to the podcast. Hope you guys enjoy.
Next, we have is it Papa?
Peppa.
Papa Mystic Alien.
Hello, I am human.
And Rise of Pat.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
It's your boy.
And joining me today is a good friend of mine who's obviously done quite a few things with me on YouTube before. It's Anime Freak 17.
Yo, Stevie, thank you for having me on your Discord.
No problem, man. Glad you could join. So, this podcast is currently being recorded at September 24th on a wonderful Sunday. So, guys, quite a bit has happened in Dragon Ball, and I'm sure you guys are aware, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
So with that in mind, I figured today we should come forth and just talk about quite a few things regarding what just happened and what's most likely bound to happen. But first off, let's start with an obvious little topic called Episode 108.
Oh, my one episode. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've never
Wait,
seen
what?
so much material.
So episode 108 recently just came out, and it was a very big shocker. A lot of people have been anticipating the fact that an obvious certain someone of Universe 7 was going to supposedly turn on everyone, and then the plot would develop from there on. That certain someone was Frieza. For the longest time, we knew that he was going to be teaming up with Frost, and then the episode finally came where the two decided to meet up and supposedly enact their plan. What happened instead was something that highly surprised me, like legit surprised me, because, and I gotta give Super credit, the anime has never surprised me like that before. That was probably the very first time where I literally was caught off guard by Dragon Ball Super.
I'll be honest. I mean, I was not expecting that. I mean, I was thinking, okay, so Frost and Frieza, they're going to like team up and they're going to betray everybody. And to be honest, there was a few things wrong with this, but at the same time, there was a few things right with it. For example, I'm like, okay, why would Frieza, team up with Frost? I mean, there can only be like one universe that can actually, survive this, and it doesn't make any sense. But on the other hand, it's like Frieza being with himself. I just think having Frost and Frieza teaming up was a match made in heaven. But sadly, one betrays the other.
That's pretty much what happens.
Definitely.
So for those who haven't watched the episode
true.
already know, that, or at least for those who haven't found it obvious, yes, what happened was Frieza actually went and betrayed Frost.
Oh my gosh.
And
I've never seen more betrayals since the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. There we go.
Oh shit.
That's another thing we could have talked about.
back to,
Unfortunately for me, I'm not that big of a Game of Thrones junkie as of right now.
I've never seen the show. All I know is a lot of people die.
I'm not saying I don't find it interesting. It's a good show from the looks of it. I just really haven't seen much of it, and for that, I can't really say.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones myself.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I watched it.
It's not that
it's
bad.
a really good story.
I guess the one thing that I would not like want to see in the show is the obvious violence, but that's not what we're here for right now.
Yeah, true. Back to Anime Freak's first thing that he said, the reason why Frost and Frieza were planning on working together, it was mostly because they thought if we get everybody off and it's us two and the time limit ends in the Tournament of Power, Zeno might excuse them, is what they were thinking. But of course, Frieza just doesn't care.
I just want to point something out. Do you guys remember when Krillin, Tien, Master Roshi, and everybody was on the stand, and they were saying, "Oh, this is Frieza we're talking about. Maybe he's planning on using the Dragon Balls to destroy the gods." You know, it sounds exactly what the community is saying, like through them saying, Frieza can't be trusted. Frieza's going to do this. I mean, it sounds like that the creators.
Yeah,
The creators of Dragon Ball was actually what's that word I'm looking for? Was putting the questions through the characters. I mean, that's the way I saw it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like with that, Vegeta episode when Frost trapped him with the evil containment wave. I thought like Vegeta was gone, but like I really think they listened to the fan base because it showed that Master Roshi broke the glass jar where Vegeta was being held, and everybody was like, okay, so he's not going to be eliminated. Like I think they do listen to the fans.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you're working on a week-to-week schedule, you're not always going to be able to hear what the fans say. But maybe that's why they always release these spoilers. Maybe that's the whole point of it.
Ah, clever.
And I just thought of that thanks to Anime Insight. So,
Congratulations, you completed and started his thought.
So with this in mind, though, hey, actually, here's a thought. When Roshi destroyed the jar, do you think he was basically copying the Spirit Ball, except in a more minuscule spec style?
I really don't
Most likely.
Theory. Did he teach Yamcha that?
No. We definitely know that's not how it went.
Did Yamcha not know anything before anyone? Is he this useless? Find out next time.
No, definitely. No. Just
Yamcha's face when Vegeta stole Bulma.
But I'm so surprised about Frieza and Frieza and fuck. I can't remember something like that.
What did you expect me to do?
For you to not change side, that's what.
Well, you know what? Other people with tails that are bigger than mine make me jealous.
Well, I thought you were on the good side.
Why would I be good? I'm evil.
Well, because you helped us save the universe once.
You keep telling yourself that.
Oh yes, Salmon.
oh my!
Come on, stop.
Oh, look,
Frieza, you gotta know. Even though you're a bad guy, you still try to help us out a little bit.
Yes, only if I get something out of it, which I'm pretty sure is the word manipulation in action.
But
Yeah, but what's-
anyway, so what? And actually, I just want to quickly bring up something. Yeah, the whole thing about moments in Super when we suddenly get the equivalent of characters acting like the fan base. This is not the first time that Super has done that. The Goku Black arc actually did this once in the one episode where everybody was thinking, what's up with Zamasu and Goku Black?
Wow. Well, I
What
can
are
see
they-
that actually happening right now.
So you gotta think, Dragon Ball Super not only modernizes itself as the series progresses on, because, it was Dragon Ball Resurrection F that began the whole modernization trend. Like, come on, think about it. It was then and there that touch phones became a thing in the Dragon universe.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, and then we have GodTube, which came in Dragon Ball Super. Rip Goasu.
That's mocking people. I'm honest about that. That's just probably them mocking us.
Yeah.
Well, in Dragon Ball Super, who do you think will actually win the tournament?
I actually have a feeling it won't be Goku and crew.
Exactly.
I feel like this is going to be their way to shut out the story of Dragon Ball Z once and for all.
Well, I'll certainly hope not, but we'll figure that out later. For now, let's get back to episode 108. So, Frieza and Frost. The whole thing about Frieza is that, first of all, I'm just gonna quickly start off by saying, like, what I basically expected to happen, and then I'll compare it to what the episode actually did. So, what happened with Frieza and Frost? They obviously teamed up, and Frieza was fighting Gohan. Now, I expected Gohan to power up and at least transform for once, which we actually got. I figured it was at this point that Gohan had to finally pull off the gloves and actually get out of that base state for once. And we did get to see Ultimate, which was surprisingly early. I could have, I thought we were probably going to see Ultimate Gohan in the tournament later, but, I can see why they probably pulled it out now.
I mean, they didn't even take us on a date first, so I feel really...
that's rather unfortunate, isn't it, Mystic Alien?
So call me Brandon.
And then the next thing that happens that I did expect was we would also be getting Golden Frieza. And
of course.
Then after that, we obviously got Frost being impressed by this and inquired Frieza about the power and stuff, or whatever. I did expect that, and unfortunately, what happens next was where things suddenly just started to get cut off. I say unfortunately because this will be another subtopic that we will mention soon in the podcast, but, okay, so the next thing that happens is we see 100% full power, and I totally did not expect Frieza to pull that out. I thought he discarded that for Golden Frieza. Yeah.
Generally, I thought that was basically Super Vegeta, that it was just an increase in strength, but no speed or stamina.
Well, you're not entirely wrong, but, I mean, in the logistics of that form, I wouldn't say that that's completely right either. I have no idea. Then we see that Frost can obviously use it too. And
that's actually surprising.
For the amount of time that we have left in the episode, that's a good thing because then, well, to an end's meet, we see Frieza suddenly blast Frost off of the stage, he gets eliminated, and then the betrayal is real.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the beginning?
Sorry, Rise of Pat, you can go first.
Yeah, but why did Frieza team with Frost? Like, I know they were because some people say that they both hate Super Saiyans and other stuff, but what's the actual reason?
I think the reason was that they just saw each other as potential allies due to the fact that they had so much in common in terms of their mindsets and stuff.
Oh,
well, they are technically counterparts. Like, for what it's worth, the two are legit counterparts. Like, they're not.
I can explain this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just
Frieza is a brutal, murderous overlord. Frost is a financial overlord.
That's
Which
true.
is funny because Toriyama's envisionment of Frieza was supposedly inspired off of
Alien
business heads and stuff or something like that. When
Yes,
Toriyama
brother.
created Frieza.
Huh. That's also surprising.
Well, I mean, Frost, now that you mention it though, Mystic Alien, is a stronger representation of that. Whereas Frieza, I did feel like that the representation was there. It's just, it wasn't entirely there, but it was there in the form of the Planet Trade Organization. But yes, you're essentially right. So
I'll never see my friends on Zarpon 3 again.
And what happens next really surprises me, and this is where Super Legit just, like, got to me. So, Frost, now, I didn't think he was going to do this at first, but he does attempt to fire a blast at Frieza even though he's been eliminated, And then what happens now is Zeno quickly erases him. Frost is now erased.
I did not see that coming, to be honest with you. I mean, I was thinking, okay, so he's gonna go into the stands, and Chompa's gonna go, oh, no deal, and then Champa was the one who was going to erase Frost, but it surprisingly it was Zeno. So I mean that was actually a surprise.
I thought that Frieza
Yeah.
Sorry,
I got a scientifical quizzical question for you boys.
Go on.
Here's the thing. I don't think they're actually being erased from existence.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
Because here's the thing. If they were, the scientific theory is that if you're erased from existence, memories of you are also erased. So no one would remember you.
Not every series does that, though. See, in a series such as, and I'm just pulling this out of reference because I heard this from word of mouth. I have not seen this series or been associated with the series as of yet, but Puella Madoka Magica, the main character, supposedly sacrifices her existence of some sort or whatever, and then people just start losing memories of her except for a certain few, I guess, or something like that.
Yes, because they have a special connection, and that's the one thing about that.
Oh, so you know the series.
Yeah. But it's been ages since.
Well, then again, I'm not surprised. We all know anime, so I guess that makes sense.
But the thing
what
is,
I will say, though, is I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball lore would have treated that differently. And for what it's worth, people still... Well, the gods still knew about how there used to be 18 universes instead of 12. If people suddenly forgot about that, then how could you take that as an example not to mess with Zeno?
Exactly.
Here's my another thing to that. I don't know what to call it. Yes, my counterattack. My counterattack. I believe they're just teleporting them to a pocket dimension.
That could possibly be true. Here's what I think, though, and I'll let you speak after this, Rise of Pat. But
all right, just call me Pat.
Yeah, one sec. So this will only take a moment. If they were being teleported to a pocket dimension, how could there be a pocket dimension? See, the thing about the location is that they're in a void of nothingness. So, I mean, would that make sense?
Yes.
Well,
let's let Pat go first.
Whoa! Of all those, about fading them into existence, what if they are faded into existence, but you can still remember them?
That's what we think. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Because look at just the Goku Black arc. Like everybody's like they don't really talk about him anymore, but you know, universes 10 removes talk to Zamasu.
About one time. Sorry, exactly. I'm going to cut you for just quickly. Yeah, there is one moment in this tournament that they did reference the Goku Black arc, and that was after Universe 9's erasure. We did get a flashback to future Zeno erasing the universe in order to destroy Zamasu.
Ooh.
And when what's his name? The yellow guy. I forgot what his name was. What's his name?
Gowasu.
Yeah, Gowasu.
He
went. Yeah, when Gowasu was looking all over his universe to try and find fighters, he said, "Oh, I can't risk of finding someone that's like Sumasu again." So really, I mean that goes that theory, you know.
I was about to say, but they never really actually directly reference like Black himself or Trunks for that matter.
Why should they? Who needs to remember Black after this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And although that sounds really cruel, and I mean I don't mean to sound cruel. For what it's worth, Goku Black was a very interesting villain character, but at this point, it's not like there's anything we can just think of him by. He was always Zamasu, so
yeah,
it's just like like you start up a game and the first guy you talk to goes, "This world is imperfect," and you're like, "Yep, he's bad. All right."
You know, I have a thought. When Frieza knocked Frost off, what if it will knock Frost off? If you think about this, do you think Frieza would have still had attacked Frost even though that Frost got knocked out?
No. I'm pretty sure that Frieza would have been disqualified if he did, and I don't think he would have been stupid enough to do that. I think he absolutely knows that all you're supposed to do is fight it in the arena, nothing more.
Yeah, true.
God.
Which
He's pretty savage against that yard rat, though.
If he didn't,
it was just my thought.
Talk about Jimmy's...
If he didn't know better, I'm pretty sure 7 would have already been eliminated by now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. So the next subcategory about this is Frost's erasure. So what this specific moment proved to us is that no one is allowed to interfere with what goes on in the stadium if they're not part of the tournament. I'm assuming this also applies to the Gods of Destruction. Now, here's the problem with that. Zeno is literally removing a failsafe. Friendly fire does not have a rule that... There's no rule that prevents friendly fire. So Frieza could turn on us once again, and Beerus will not be able to Hakai him into the next plane of existence if he ever has to. And that's a potential problem.
Well, here's the thing. I doubt Frieza will actually turn on it until there's no one but his universe left. He's going to take advantage of it, being the evil guy he is. He's going to let them do most of the work so he has the strength to take them down.
He's actually really good.
There's one problem with that. Not every single universe is fighting in the tournament. There are 4 universes that will still exist by the end of this tournament that had the most mortal strength, which is what prevented them from being forced to enter this tournament. So assuming that we still have those Gods of Destruction who will be allowed to act when the tournament is over, potentially Frieza has... still has a challenge against him. Now, that's only assuming that what he might do doesn't affect every God of Destruction. I can't say that it's not going to happen like that, but honestly, I don't even know at this point. Basically, what this episode did for me is it clearly blew my expectations of Frieza out of the water, and I'm back at square one, you know?
Yeah. One thing with that as well, they don't really show any limitations with the Super Dragon Balls. Like, they don't really say okay, what his wish could possibly be, you know what I mean? So you don't know what limitations do the Super Dragon Balls have.
Essentially, the Super Dragon Balls are the Black Star Dragon Balls, but made into something entirely different. No risks on using that one wish, no limitations, pretty much anything you want without destroying anything in the process.
The ultimate get-out-of-jail-free Monopoly card.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Tempest, what do you think on the theory that Frieza could wish to have the same power as the Omni King or equivalent or something along those lines, so he could just erase somebody by clenching his fist?
All right, to put it quickly, time rewind. I think that any of the angels can rewind time, and this includes the Grand Priest himself. So, assuming that Frieza does attempt a stint just like that, one, he might not do it quick enough because he'll have to adjust to this power. Every time you gain a power, you still technically have to adjust to it. I'm pretty sure that the Super Dragon Balls giving him such a power, I don't think there'd be any exception to that. I mean, sure, you could say, grant me the power to erase, but would you know how to use it right off the bat? I'm sure you could bypass this by saying, give me the power to erase and the knowledge on how to use it, but still, it's not...
No one plans ahead that much.
Exactly. That's the problem. So he could only.
That's true.
And even if he did pull something off, any of the angels could potentially rewind time, and that'll be the end of that plan.
Oh, this brings up another question I have. Do you think angels could rewind time one after another?
That's a potential possibility. Assuming that...
So instead of, doing, 2 minutes, 1 minute?
3 minutes.
They could just... 3 minutes, they could just keep going and have it go up to 6, 9.
It's very possible, but the only way they could do that is as long as they know what's going on. Because remember, Vegeta knew nothing about the time rewind, and neither did Frieza. So the thing about the time rewind is that I guess those who are close to the angel who performs it would then remember what just happened before. So as long as another angel gets, or at least as long as anybody gets the signal that they're going to do this, then yes, I guess it's possible.
Well, to be fair, Vegeta was dead, so...
Yeah, that's true, but Frieza wasn't. Technically, and that's what always confused me, too. I used to think he killed himself with that blast, and then Frieza said he can survive in space, which I knew that, but then you would think, wait, how did he not kill himself?
An explosion that large would have probably destroyed him as well.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. But let's not get into that plot hole, shall we? I don't even know if that's even a plot hole.
This is something I've been needing to get off my chest so bad. Why have they not expanded on the fact that Tien isn't a human?
Yeah.
That's true.
That is definitely true.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we've only gotten...
They're like, hey, people, Tien's an alien. Anyway, let's get back to the story you don't want to hear anymore.
Well, the send of aliens,
in mind, I guess you could say that, as for Frieza in the future, if anything goes wrong because of him, we have to beg and hope that nothing bad will continue to happen that will suddenly affect every single person or whatever else until the end of the tournament. Frieza will probably have to follow the rules as best as he can, but we'll see what happens or something. I don't know, I'm scrambling my words. I'm running out of things to say regarding that.
I'm running out of grammar word stuff.
Exactly.
There's one thing that really bothers me. I mean, like, really bothers me. Okay, do you remember the episode where Frieza came back and he threw that energy ball at Goku and he was like trapped in that thing? And when Beerus came around and he confronted Frieza and then Frieza,
the Universe 9 assassins.
And then Frieza under his breath saying, "You won't be so high and mighty soon, Beerus." I mean, it is the thing. I mean, to be honest, when I first heard Frieza say that, I was like, okay, Frieza is way over his head. I mean, these angels, these gods, and all these other powerful guys. I mean, Frieza is way over his head if he thinks he can get away with anything now. Because I mean, in the Frieza saga, I mean, he was very, very powerful, and he could almost take down anybody until Goku took him down. But look what's above him. There's gods, angels, and Goku, Jiren. I mean, Frieza is just way, way over his head with this one.
And don't forget, there's a mortal stronger than the gods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also,
which may or may not be Jiren.
I doubt it's Jiren.
Yeah.
If there's
Let's touch upon the fact about how people think it's Jiren. I do not think it's Jiren because
I don't think it's Jiren. No, I don't.
If that was the case, if that was the case, then Goku will not be able to beat him no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably someone else.
And assuming that the new Super Saiyan form that he will be getting very soon is meant to do exactly that, beat Jiren, then that proves a point to what Mystic Alien just said, yeah.
Again, please, help me, Brandon.
What are your thoughts on him? Like, after achieving that form, where is he in terms of power scaling? Because I myself is not, but in terms of him comparing to Beerus in that regard.
I'm going to have to say let's see. If I take into account the Battle of Gods movie, I'd say he'd at least have made it to 80% of Beerus' full power.
Yeah, maybe 80%. I mean, even if he just get this new form, I mean, Goku only has to go like Kaioken, and it'll just get more powerful in that form as well. So there you go.
I would say probably 85%, like just 5% higher than a little bit.
Okay, because like another thing that was stated, like in a Akira Toriyama interview, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, is that he didn't want Goku to be stronger than Beerus, but he just gave the script to like Toei and Toyotaro, so you never know if they are allowed to make any changes to the script or not.
That's actually a very
true.
good point. Yes, one thing that I've always wanted to see. One thing that I used to not have a good time with was the fact that Toriyama himself, this is what he does now. But looking back at it to this day, I guess I can't say that I have too much of a problem with it, because ironically enough, we have two different types of super. And with those two different types, you can mix them together and actually make something that's less flawed. So
True.
all we can do is hope that whatever happens next, Toei or Toyotaro will keep this in mind. And the candidate that's most likely going to keep this in mind is Toyotaro himself. I'm sure you guys may or may not have heard of this, but I believe that Toyotaro is supposedly the successor of Dragon Ball.
Yes, I heard about that.
I heard that.
And I am very glad that Toriyama appointed him that, because Toyotaro is, in my honest opinion, one of the finest figures to Dragon Ball. He's really helped influence the scale of things, both inside and outside of the fandom, into the canon. I gotta give this guy props for everything that he's done so far. Sure, he's not going to do everything perfectly, but you know, I just feel like he, in terms of I just feel like he's you know what I'm going to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess.
words.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, though, we'll see what happens in terms of strength, because all I can say is, whatever this form is, it has to be stronger than what he's about to use in the next episode. Speaking of the next episode, let's talk about episode 109 and 110.
Dude, that preview! Oh my god, that preview! I am so looking forward to that, guys.
Funny enough, we actually got a very early teaser of one of the big points in that episode.
Oh yeah!
Before the preview came out. And not just the spoilers, we got a visual. And I'm talking about Dragon Ball Heroes. So Dragon Ball Heroes obviously is going to include Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 20 Goku into the game. And that's going to be one of the big things that we'll be seeing next episode.
Oh,
nice.
You want to know something? I've got a theory. Okay, in the preview we see Goku using the Spirit Bomb. Well, I have a theory about this. I mean, I could be wrong, but hear me on this. Goku goes Kaioken, and he asks everyone to give him his energy, and instead of going really really slow for the energy together, since he's in his Super Saiyan Blue form and he's in Kaioken, the energy comes at him very very quickly, and then he just throws it, like in an instant.
Anybody have anything to say to that?
That would be... I have a feeling that would be too much of a panacea. It would be too much of a cure-all. It wouldn't be very satisfying. There would be no suspense to see if he could get it out before people got to him. Just an insta-fire takes all the fun out of what the Spirit Bomb really is for.
Does there even need to be any suspense regarding the Spirit Bomb? The thing about the Spirit Bomb is that whether Goku, we know he's going to use it one way or another. So
I also have something else to add that I just realized. how's he going to gather enough energy that he's going to need to destroy someone powerful that he's using it if they're in the void where no other living being is except for everyone in the tournament?
I think that there's one answer and one answer for that. Cosmic
that's
energy.
true. That's true.
So energy or ki is basically a life force that exists within many things. Now, sure, the thing that he is most likely going to happen is he's going to get it from people, either his own teammates or even some of the fighters that he's made allies with. For what it's worth,
but getting it from people who are eliminated.
Sorry, what?
Getting it from people who are eliminated could count as outside interference.
That is a good question. See, I don't know if... See, here's the thing. Is it, though? Okay. Zeno is very serious about...
child.
Okay, he's very serious about this, but at the same time, he's made plenty of exceptions on behalf of his entertainment.
Neat.
So you may never. So all I'm gonna say for now is you never know. But anyway, so inanimate living objects could also give Goku energy to the spirit bomb. Now that's not gonna happen. Hold on.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless
Sorry. You. Oh my gosh.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. So we obviously know that that's not going to happen, but what about energy in space? In fact, here's a thought. Goku has gathered energy from the sun before. What if the artificial lighting source could potentially act as a power for that? Do you think that's possible?
Space energy.
I probably would say that is possible.
Space energy, the healthiest energy.
And funny enough, if they do that, I'm pretty sure that's referencing Lord Slug because he did use the sun to spirit bomb the
No, that was 13.
No, that was the wildlife.
He absorbed it.
No, I didn't say absorb it. Right. I said could gather the energy for the spirit bomb.
Did he have a... Was there a song?
Speaking of androids, there is a good question that I want to ask you guys about 17. So 17,
Super 17.
Not even.
Oh, I love 17.
I know which one. Okay, just go on.
So, and this is before we go back, and this is just a quick aside for those who are listening. I just want to ask a quick question about 17. So, 17 has done a good job being portrayed so far. I'm very glad that Toei has done a really good job showing off his character, especially since this is essentially the very first major appearance of 17 in Super, period. We've seen the fact that he's gotten strong. We've seen the fact that he's taken a job. But here's... Wait, what? What was that?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
What did he say?
I said other than Goku's ass kicking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but what true. Okay, sorry. I just want to be clear with some of this stuff. So, do you think that... Okay, sorry. Let me try this one more time. 17 has used his barrier skill a lot. Do you think that there's more to it for him? Or do you think that one of the flaws that 17 is going to have is his use of the barrier a lot?
I think the barrier may have offensive capability.
Maybe. When Goku and 17 was fighting with each other, Goku says, "Oh, you're holding back." So I'm going to assume that 17's, not just playing about. He just he isn't giving he isn't really trying like the others have been doing. So it is possible.
He's like, I wonder how that deer I really like is doing right now.
Oh gosh. Here's what I think. I think that what Toei should be doing is showing off more of his moves. So
exactly.
I hope Red Robin's okay. I haven't fed her in a week.
17 is okay. Now the thing about 17 is that with his techniques, he's one of those fighters who doesn't really give a lot of I will say the name of
That's
my
correct.
technique to tell you which technique I'm using. He's not like one of those for the most part. 18 is more of a mix where it's both yes and no. But 17, on the other hand, yeah, that's the one thing that
He's a
confuses me.
no-nonsense guy.
So how do I... Because then I'd be asking myself, okay, so is he using the photon flash, which is basically his ultimate move from the video games? If any of you have played Dragon Ball, the Raging Blast games, that's his ultimate attack.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I believe it's stated that he uses it in the opening sequence, but yeah, so you would think, okay, is he using just an energy wave or photon flash? Now, one thing that they could be expanding upon is that he used that one of the big things that people like to show him using was the twin energy ball attack, where he basically created 2 energy balls in his hands and then tossed them at the foe. So there are a bunch of what I'm trying to say is 17 has a bunch of techniques that he could potentially be using. Why do you think we're not seeing them right now? And then another question I will immediately ask, so you guys can answer that too, is there is a certain move called the Super Electric Strike. It's from Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It's been referenced a couple of times elsewhere. Do you think the anime might use it?
Dragon Ball Super as Dragon Ball Super as used other techniques for other characters, you know, from the games, like Vegeta, like final Kamehameha. So it is a possibility.
Speaking of fusion, Gogeta, will it happen?
Can we not talk about that for now? That is so off topic.
Well, I want to ask a question. If we go back to episode 1-9 when Jiraiya versus Goku, and like,
oh, don't worry.
Okay, when Goku, I know, but listen. When Goku turn Kaioken times 20, do you think he'll be stronger than Jiraiya or weaker than Jiraiya?
Yes.
Okay. You gave me a bit to think. Anime Insight, do you want to go first?
I'm still thinking on that question as well, because that's a good question. But you can go, Steve. I'm thinking on it too. That's a tough question.
All right. So then, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say yes and no, but in the sense that it only equals out the gap between them. And then we see Jiren uses more of his power that he's been suppressing.
That or Mr. Stevie, you're just being into...
Well, because what we know from the episode as well is Goku, he is going to get outclassed, but with Kaioken times 20, he's gonna get at least a chance. Because if you looked at the poster that Yunko Productions, shout out to them, on their Twitter, they showed that Jiren had some scratches, so he wasn't countering everything. It shows that there was at least like something Goku was doing to get him. Not sure what, but just a little bit there.
At least he grazed the man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Okay, so
hey, quick question to Steve. What are your thoughts on Jiren's powers, though? Do you think he's just like a counter specialist, or do you think there's something beyond that?
I think there is a little bit something beyond that. Dragon Ball Heroes gave us the super move that Jiren eventually used to defeat Kale in episode 100. That was more, and that was a basic super move. It's a really cool move. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's only just the tip. Like, it's not even close to the tip of the
touching
iceberg.
The waters. Yeah,
just touching the water. Exactly. I think Jiren does have maybe a few abilities, but if he doesn't have any specific special abilities and he's just a warrior who has really honed himself to a level of power that
I'd like that. That'd be a good change of pace, honestly.
Yeah, that would be good.
A lot of people sometimes see him as the Saitama of Universe 11, so...
No, one punch.
Exactly.
No, that's not fair.
I mean, who wouldn't? The one thing that But yeah, okay. In essence, I'm just to answer Anime Insight's question. I do think that it's either one or the other, in the sense that he does have powers, we just haven't seen him yet, or he's just a warrior who has greatly honed himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to add something to that?
Yeah. Well, I was watching Masako X. I'll say it again. It's a tongue twister. Masako X's video, and he thinks that it's also to do with Jiren's mind. He thinks that Jiren might be as strong as he needs to be.
That's a good thought. I mean, one thing that by the way, do you guys think it's weird that supposedly Jiren was going to appear in the preliminaries, but then it got replaced with Topo?
I think it was.
That's what I heard a lot about too in regards of speculation. Was Topo accidentally the wrong character they picked? My personal opinion, I don't think so, because I know the manga and the anime are two different continuities. But in the manga, it showed that Topo was the candidate, instead of Jiren for the God of Destruction candidacy.
I actually have a good question for you guys.
What's up?
Okay, when we were talking about earlier when Goku was getting his new form, have you ever thought that would it be stronger or would it be weaker?
How does that? What?
Like, if you think
what do you mean, stronger or weaker?
Like, would it be
powering up in the downward direction?
Listen. Would it be stronger than the gods or weaker than the gods?
No.
Yeah, and I don't even know.
I mean, Dragon Ball Super is still going on stronger series. I mean, it's got loads of fans. It's being watched every week, and for all we know, as long as the fans stay tuned, I mean, Dragon Ball Super can go on for ages and ages and ages. So I'm gonna say, as long as it's still popular, Goku won't be able to get as strong as Beerus until they say, okay. We're gonna stop Dragon Ball Super to this point, so we want you to cut it off from there.
Which could be a problem, considering that if there really is a major, that would probably be a problem, because if Goku has to, let's say the evil Grand Priest theory turns out to be true, or let's say the evil Omni King turns out to be true, or even worst case scenario, let's say the future Zamasu has embedded himself into future Zeno theory is true. Goku's going to need one hell of a power boost in order to fight back and stuff.
Hey, Steve, briefly just touching on that, kind of just a rough tangent there on something similar. What is your thoughts on the evil, I guess, the gods that got banished? What's your thoughts on them being an arc next, possibly?
It all depends on how they could have possibly survived. And actually, this might be a huge help. If we learn what happened to the Universe 9 assassins, if we learn about their fate as to whether they got erased along with their universe automatically, or if Zeno actually missed them because they didn't die in Universe 7, that will determine whether the evil gods that supposedly got destroyed along with 6 universes could work or not. I never even thought of that.
I got a question.
Wow. Go on.
This is probably going to be the hardest of brain teasers, but if Zeno had to delete a universe, how could he delete the universe in all the other timelines?
Yeah, no, he can't. That's the whole problem. The fact that we learned about future Zeno completely. The fact that we have a future Zeno proves that he can't really do that. It all depends on what a Zeno counterpart decides to do in a universe, and I mean, I guess for what it's worth, I'm okay with that. Maybe that's the one thing that lets me understand that the Omni King is not omnipresent.
Yeah.
Seriously, such irony.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Anime Insight. Can I just get you to quickly repeat what you were saying about Jiren before we went to the next couple of questions? Because you did kind of cut off.
Oh yeah, it was in regards to him, being the warrior that was supposed to be nominated by Belmont as the candidate for God of Destruction, and how Toei might have messed up and put Topo instead. And
I think, actually, I got a quick answer to this. I think Jiren just refused.
That's a very good
That's what I was
thought.
thinking.
That's a very strong possibility too. But if you see how actually now I kind of get that as well. I do agree with that because Topo is kind of like the leader of the paratroopers, even though if Jiren's stronger than him, he still shows respect to Topo, and that doesn't really mind with not being a God of Destruction.
That's
the thing is, we don't know anything about. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll make this quick. Because then we also want to move on to whatever we haven't covered yet. So, and I'm also going to wrap this up eventually, because right now my voice recording is set for 2 hours at the most. I'm not saying I can't change that if I want to, but it's a good enough setting, and it kind of makes sense. It's not like we can do this for a super long time. We're just doing what we're doing,
Let's hit for a world record, boys.
I wish. Okay, so, but yeah, I gotta end. So, remind me one more time. What was the question?
Oh, sorry. What it is? We don't know anything about Jiren. I mean, all we know is
now I remember.
Okay, listen up. You remember those times, during the time when Goku was trying to find people, and then we cut back to Topo, and he was at his desk just thinking about stuff. I mean, for we know, I mean, Jiren could just be not very honorable, or he's just not. We don't know nothing about Jiren, so. I mean, there could be like 100 reasons why he didn't want to become the next God of Destruction. I mean, maybe he's just very, very passive, or maybe he just we don't know anything about. Sorry, we don't know anything about him as to why he wouldn't want to be a God of Destruction. So it's just one of those things.
Okay, and yeah, okay. So we were talking about Jiren and Topo. Okay, one thing I want to state is that the Dragon Ball manga does tend to follow what the anime does ever since the two sort of fell behind. But what the manga does is also expand upon stuff. Like Zamasu, he's an apprentice to a Supreme Kai, but in the manga it was revealed that he was the former North Kai, or King Kai of Universe 10 before this happened. I think that the manga referencing
that's bad, Juju.
So I think that what the manga was doing by continuing the thing where Topo is the candidate for God of Destruction, I mean, to me it makes sense. Anyway, now I'm just okay. I have at least one more question regarding the anime. Well, rather two. One's a small one, so it doesn't count as a question. I want to close up the thing about Android 17. The reason I brought up the question about the Super Electric Strike was because Dragon Ball Super Dragon Ball Heroes, when introducing Super DB... Sorry. I was about to say Super 17, but then that's a different character.
Oh my gosh.
Point is, that was a move he used in the game in his Park Ranger stuff. It would be nice to see an expansion on 17's moveset. Anyway, final question on the anime, and then we're going to do a little bit of talking about the games and then wrap this up. So,
alright.
Do you guys feel uncomfortable with Goku using a Spirit Bomb in Kaioken and Super Saiyan Blue? Let's make this like a mini talk.
Not really.
I do extremely.
Well,
Not
it's a
to me.
yes and no. It's a yes or no.
Because
Another-
here's
Okay, we're gonna do this one at a
the
time.
problem I have. If it's a
Okay, Rise of Pat, you first.
Well, if you think about it, him using his spirit bomb, it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to say it. It's like, I just don't know.
Okay, Anime Insight, you next.
So, can you repeat the question one more time? Sorry, just to
Do you
make
feel
sure.
uncomfortable with the thought of Goku as a Super Saiyan Blue with a Kaioken using a Spirit Bomb?
Uncomfortable? No. But it kind of gives my mind kind of lurking because I was looking at some like the famous YouTubers and I looked at one of the comments. It showed that the way how Goku gets the energy for the Genki Dama is from Master Roshi and everybody from Universe 7 sending him their energy, and Zeno sees that and would erase them, and that kind of gets me afraid because I don't want them to be erased. Like I love Universe 7. But that's just kind of, I'm just, no, but unnerving. On nerves.
Yeah, that would be a lose-lose situation, wouldn't it? Mystic Alien,
yeah.
you next.
Oh yeah, question answering. I actually wouldn't like it because I have the fear that it's going to be a floor clearer and that it's just going to wipe away half the competition, which would leave a lot of room. Meaning, like, get to fighting.
All right, and Freak.
Okay, there is a few things that I want to get off my chest about this.
Would you like to keep it to a minimum, or do you want to just explain it as best as you can?
I'll be quick. Okay, number one, Jiren isn't evil. The spirit bomb can only work on people who is like pure evil, and Jiren is supposed to be justice, and he's supposed to be good. And number two, it took the entire Earth to destroy Majin Buu, even with Goku using his full power. And Jiren is on an all new scale. He is insanely more powerful than Kid Buu. So how can a small little Genki Dama, be enough to destroy him? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to use the spirit bomb. And number three, I don't actually mind Goku using the spirit bomb in his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. I mean, it would make a lot more sense. Say it again. It would make a lot more sense for him to use it in his Super Saiyan Blue form than it would be in his Super Saiyan forms, because in the movies, Goku couldn't use it in his Super Saiyan
right.
one form.
I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically an imbalance or whatnot. Yeah.
But on the other hand, saying that even though he couldn't use it in his Super Saiyan form, he most likely could use it in his Super Saiyan Blue form, considering how at peace the energy is.
That's true. And remember this. Remember how Super Saiyan God was created from pure Saiyans back then, and that Goku tamed that power and turned it into Super Saiyan Blue? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but either way.
Yeah.
So my answer is this. I don't think I am not bothered by this. I am not bothered by this because the video games have shown Goku using the Kaioken. Okay, in the Budokai games, Goku's Spirit Bomb could be used in both his base form and his Kaioken form. Any Super Saiyan transformation, and it would turn it into him absorbing the Spirit Bomb and using the Dragon Fist. I guess in terms of that, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just to close off the anime section, guys, be very careful, because if a Kaioken times 10 prevented Goku from using his energy properly in a filler episode, just imagine what Kaioken times 20 could do to him as a Super Saiyan Blue.
Oh, God.
Ouch. Oh, man. Ow. Convulsions.
That hurt.
We're gonna be lucky.
Wait a minute, hold on. On the other hand, if Goku can manage to use the Kaioken times 10, and after a while, and he can go Kaioken times 20, that means that he has somewhat mastered Kaioken times tense. So
I don't
it might
think
not hurt him as
so.
much
Every
in the
time
fir-
he's used Kaioken after the tournament of Universe 6, it was all just Kaioken. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it was just like the regular one.
Yeah.
And I used to think, wait, isn't there a risk to this thing? To which I used to think it did make sense that way, but now that I realized it, yeah. Okay. And that pretty much does it for Dragon Ball Super. Now this is where we start to have a little bit of fun talking here. And yes, Mystic Alien, you can be
Goof
yourself a little bit.
Let loose.
Oh,
Let loose.
finally! Jeez. You have no idea how hard it is to be that serious for that long.
Oh, tell me about it.
Especially
valiant
someone of my caliber of nonsense.
It was a valiant effort, guys. Okay.
It was.
That was really good, though. It was really good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Well done, everybody.
Okay.
Congrats.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
I
So
haven't played
Dragon
it.
Ball Fighters has recently thrown out a brand new original character, Android 21.
She's awesome.
Wow. Wow.
21
Yeah.
Savage.
Because we never even got to 1 through 11.
Indeed.
I know.
That is actually true.
What is Dr. Joro 2? Was he 0? I don't know.
Oh no, Dr. Gero is 20.
Oh yeah.
Really?
He
He looks.
20.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wait a sec. Wait. Hold on. He was 20? I thought he was older than that.
No, he was Android 20.
I'm jumping.
Dang it, freak. You did this to me when we're not doing
Damn.
videos usually, and now you're doing it to me now? What the heck? But as of recent, Android 21 has gotten a voice reveal, because we actually got a little cutscene of Goku, Krillin, seemingly tending to a defeated Android 18, and then we also see 21. Now, the wiki page says that her voice actress is Hoko Kuwashima. Now, I'm not sure if this is confirmed, but all I can say is I've never heard of her before, but she's got an interesting voice, and I was actually expecting that kind of voice for her character. So, what do you
Really?
guys think of Android 21 overall?
I wish she sounded like a 1980s modem.
I think she should be interesting to character, because they're making like a storyline too, on her, was what I was reading, but I'm not sure.
It's a woman?
She's basically going to be involved in the original story, yes. Whether she's
Oh my
good,
God.
bad, or in between is far beyond us right now.
Another female android out of the 21 of them. There are only 2 currently.
Congratulations. Whoopee.
Oh wait,
Thank
never
you,
mind.
Akira
We did get through
Toriyama.
one of the ones. We did get through one of the ones with 1 through 11. We have 8 her.
That's true. We did have 8. And yeah, for those of you who grew up with the anime, no, it wasn't Dr. Frap or Dr. Flap. That was filler. Though I guess you could say he was a co-designer if you
It
want to
wasn't
be
other types.
indifferent.
Dr. Flapjack.
The Misadventures of Flapjack!
Flapjack.
Whatever, boy.
Oh
I'm your
god.
Captain Knuckles.
Oh
Knuckles.
gosh. But if you were ever my Captain Knuckles, I would just run away.
I can be Nappa. I
Oh
am
gosh.
the best
That's,
Nappa.
oh gosh. Kill me now. Oh gosh.
Well, if you insist.
No, I'm good.
So we have an article from Kotaku.com talking about how Akira Toriyama designs 21. Now, the person behind the article, which I believe is Brian Ashcraft, he asked one of the producers of the FighterZ game, Tomoko Hiroki, and asked about the process and how it went, and asked why the Android 21 trailer read original character supervised by Akira Toriyama. It says, we basically said what the character was, such as her gender and her personality, And we said what kind of character we wanted and gave Toriyama the plot. Then he was able to freely draw the character.
Age.
Then he was just able to freely draw the character. So, what do you guys got to say to that?
Awesome.
To be honest, I'm actually there's something. I'm sorry. Something about this doesn't make any sense. I mean, where does this take place in the timeline?
We don't know. I'm assuming though.
Origato.
Here's the problem.
Mr. Robot.
It looks like it's all over the place. We not only have 18 in a red ribbon uniform, but we also have 17 in his red ribbon uniform. And at the same time, we have Bulma in her Resurrection F uniform.
What?
Hey! I'm wearing this outfit so I can reference the future.
What? Hey, Tempesty, back onto that topic. Like, are the red ribbon uniforms, are they doing like a backstory, or are they just kind of diving right into it?
They might have a backstory behind it for all we know. According to what I've heard...
I was thinking, because why would they be... Yeah. That's really far back.
I heard, 21 supposedly is what's responsible for reviving 16.
Oh,
wow.
Freaking love 16.
Only problem is it's not going to be the same 17. I mean, the original 17, he was destroyed, so I mean, it wouldn't be the exact same 16 that loves the little birds that flew away.
I love birds.
That's true.
So next up, do you think that Android 21 is going to be a playable character in the video game? Why or why not?
No.
Maybe?
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
I am the best Android.
I think so, because why would they introduce a character like her, someone that they never showed before, someone that Akira Toriyama took the fans' thoughts, or from the article like you listed, and made it a character into reality, and you can't play her. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of like weird.
You got a good point.
It's like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
All the Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yes.
Obviously not canon.
Unfortunately so, Mr. Gillian, but go on, Pat.
Well, if you look up throughout all the series and then references to the video game, they're probably going to add Android 21, because if they added Android 16, 17, and 8, 16, 17, 18, they're probably going to add...
I know they added me.
No, they didn't add you. Shut up.
That is an unreasonably buff bird.
No one cares about you. I will dismantle you.
I am Android 16.
I will dismantle
I will have your Goku now.
Just go on, Pat.
Well, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird too. Off of that, like if they like make 16, 17, and 18 all playable except 21. You know what I mean?
Actually, that's the thing. 17 isn't playable on his own. Remember, 18 and 17 act as one unit.
I forgot.
In fact, they're. I think they're doing the same with Tien and Chaozu.
Damn.
Which is good though, because we haven't had Chaozu in a Dragon Ball game for like quite a few years. Like they just somehow, they just said, you know what? Let's not have him play as Chaozu. I would have loved to play as him in Xenoverse though, honestly. So that was a bad move on their part, in my opinion. Yes, though, I do think that Android 21 could be playable. Now, apparently, I think this was not just Arc System Works, the game fighting engine developers' idea, but I believe this article says that it's also Namco Bandai's idea, which surprises me, but it also makes sense. But, okay, the reason I say this is because I actually own one of Arc System Works' video games at home, and that's Persona 4 Arena. I love that game so much. And it has an original character named Labris. She was made both for the story and playable. And essentially, this was like, if Arc System Works, like, yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, if they made Labris playable and designed her for not just one, but two games based off of Persona 4, then for Android 21, it's possible. If not, I'll understand. Only if 21 turns out to be a not that good at fighting. We'll see about that in the future, though.
She's going to have shit attacks.
Yeah. Also have another question. If you think about it, they're probably gonna do a crossover couple like episodes. I don't know, but have you ever thought of them making a game with crossovers?
Well, they actually
Super
are
Smash.
making it. Okay, Arc System Works is in the middle of a crossover project called Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, something like that. This combines Blaze Blue, Under Night, Persona 4 Arena, and Ruby.
Wow.
And
Okay, what about, I don't know, the ultimate anime fighting game is Shonen Jump versus Victory Plus.
they could potentially give us something like that someday, but I don't see that anytime soon. We'll see how it all goes.
All I remember, the only line I remember from that game is Ichigo saying, "Getsuga."
Oh gosh.
That's exactly what it sounded like, too.
Getsuga
It sounded like
Tensha!
It sounds like the guy was choking on a gerbil as he yelled.
He must have
I was
used
gonna
that
say that
attack when being damaged, because how else would he say it like that?
Well, then I obviously got hit every time I freaking used it.
Then that explains your problem.
And then using his super just made a giant wall of dark go past the screen.
I was gonna say that it sounded like taking a crap.
Alright, anyway, going back to the article, though, I did note that, Namco Bandai was operating under parameters of its own. While working on the game, the developers would show art or footage to Toei and Shueisha instead of working directly with Akira Toriyama. The anime studio and the manga publisher would then check the game to make sure what the developers were doing suited the characters and the Dragon Ball universes. In other words,
Excuse me. Holy
supposedly Toriyama's involvement was with 21 herself. That's actually kind of surprising, but also makes a little bit of sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
You can't expect him to work with everything, which is fine. Akira Toriyama hasn't always worked with everything, and I don't complain.
Hey,
that doesn't...
we gonna talk about Dragon Ball Street Fighter Z?
Oh,
No.
my.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Anyway, next up is story mode. What do you think is behind these dark copies of the Z fighters that we're seeing in the trailers? Some people call them dark clones, some people call them androids. What's your take on this?
Goku Black back at it again with the white vans.
I'm gonna think like he got maybe like a rip in the universe probably, and like they're trying to gather everything.
I'm gonna go with that they're like Cell, except that they're all based on Goku, except they don't have any of the powers of the other guys. It's just all about Goku.
Wow.
That's an anime
good.
insight.
That's actually good.
Your thoughts?
I kind of like the time riff kind of deal, but I feel like they already did that in Xenoverse, so it makes sense with Anime Freaks, like what he thought his thoughts on it. But yeah, that's kind of for me.
And Pat,
what was it?
what's your take on these dark versions of the Z Warriors that we are seeing in the trailer of the story mode? Or do you think they're like dark clones, androids, anything?
I guess they probably like dark. I was thinking like maybe like it's probably dark clones, maybe like for another villain, like maybe even bigger than than the gods. Probably, I don't know.
Okay,
But it's my
yeah,
opinion.
I too think that they are dark clones. Oh, Mystic Alien, I forgot to ask you.
I.
What do you think they are?
What do I think they are?
Yeah.
I think that one chick with the really, really bad Napoleon complex that took over Master Roshi's mind is back at it again.
Oh,
with the red
can we
bands.
not talk about Urine right now?
Yeah, don't.
Urian?
No,
Her name
Urine.
even sounds boring.
You just said Urian. That's an entirely different character.
Urian, Uriel, Muriel, Courage the Curdly Dog.
Hey, for Dragon Ball X versus the game, do you think they'll add a DLC pack for Super or not?
Wait, for what
they already
game?
have.
Super, like for the Dragon Ball Super series.
They already have.
For what game?
Okay, I get it. God, Dragon Ball X verse.
Oh,
He did not
I don't know.
Egg on her.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. I never played it yet.
I never played it either.
For the love of God, they have. They have
We hear you more than once. We hear you more than once.
They have Vegito
Exxonverse,
Blue.
you mean Xenoverse?
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna dig into him for that.
Xenoverse 2 or?
Both games have super content,
Oh, yeah.
especially Xenoverse 2.
That's like... Yeah, I was like saying...
But actually,
Xenoverse
no.
is like,
Actually,
yeah.
now that I think about it, it was just Xenoverse 2, yeah. Wow. I forgot that Xenoverse 1 ended it off with Golden Frieza, which actually makes for the perfect segue into tonight's final topic for this podcast. So as some of you may know, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 had been released for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Just another game for the Breath of the Wild players to ignore.
Yep.
Here, though, the game boasts motion controls for super attacks that can be initiated by the Joy-Con controls, and according to what I heard, the game also has a little special thing that lets you access the story of the first Xenoverse game. So even though it's Xenoverse 2 on the outside, supposedly you can touch upon the first Xenoverse story as well.
Wow. That's actually surprising.
Cool. In addition, we also have confirmation that there will be a DLC pack number 5.
Number 5? What's number 5?
Deborah and Majin Buu Gohan absorbed.
Oh, nice.
Now,
that's gonna be awesome.
Now, I think for one, I'm so glad we finally got Deborah. One of the things that always confused me about Xenoverse was that if Toa was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 was the game that actually first developed that Toa and Deborah are siblings. And Dragon Ball Heroes was the first game to actually have actual involvement between the two in the form of Xeno Deborah. As of right now, however, we never really got Deborah in Xenoverse unless it was a fan-made mod. Now we're officially getting him into the game. His moveset definitely seems to be fitting. He's going to have his infamous stone spit. So we have Deborah, we have Super Buu, Gohan absorbed, and the last bit is that we will have Zamasu as a mentor.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Really? Huh.
The interesting part is which Zamasu. But, you know, it's probably going to be future. Immortality stinks!
I'm stoked.
I gotta say right now. Right now. Deborah is obviously going to be just as useless as these are.
That could very well be true. At least he's getting
I've been
justice
here one
right
episode. Now. Watch me die.
Well, he could also be a very good player. You gotta think about it all. Like they probably changed the character's stuff and moves, like to make him powerful.
Yes, because having a different version of Majin Buu's Candy Beam always helps in Xeno.
Which actually makes me wonder: is there really going to be like a different version? One of the screenshots does show Buhan using the candy beam, though I'm pretty sure that was already also like a super attack that you could use. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see about that.
I want them to add Ariel.
We also know that Buhan will have the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack.
Of course,
I don't think they would ever add Ariel because she's too much of a gag character. And it wouldn't be fit like as a logic.
See, what's funny is she's in every other game.
Wait, who? Sorry, who? Every other game?
Ariel.
Damn.
Ariel like somehow stronger than everyone. Pearl.
Are we talking about the Little Mermaid or
the purple-haired girl? Arale.
Ariel. Yeah, okay, funny enough, she hasn't appeared in a Dragon Ball game, an official one, since Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I mean, we have been able to play as her in Dokkan Battle, but that's another story.
Neither has King Cold.
That's always something that puzzles me, but I'm not going to touch that.
Neither has King Vegeta.
Funny enough, Super Dragon Ball Heroes might bring him back. If you've seen a character called Dark Masked King or whoever, I think that's them doing the brainwashing thing on King Vegeta, obviously.
Oh, Vegeta's dad's gonna get Super Sandwich 4. Awesome.
Yeah. Eat.
Yay.
I am the Mario's brother.
We're also going to be getting Masked Paragus and Masked Xeno Broly in Super Dragon Ball Heroes Mission 7. We'll save that for another day.
I want to see what happens to a beard when they go Super Saiyan. This will be interesting.
Well, to be fair, we already got Nappa as a Super Saiyan 3 in Super DBH. And his beard does grow a beard, I think.
That is not a absolutely amazing.
Now, granted, it's not a super duper long beard that replaces the hair.
No.
It's mid-sized.
I can name the sizes for you. We got Handlebar, which is the good old pedo. Then we got Swirly Monopoly Man, and then we got Biker. That is how it goes.
How about Lumberjack?
That's even better. Trucker.
He's basically got a lumberjack beard and he's got no eyebrows.
How about Gandalf?
No, not as... I mean, maybe I'm just confusing Gandalf's beard for Dumbledore's.
Well, they're both the same thing, so it doesn't really...
No.
I like mispronounced words on purpose. It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna have a Predley demolition real quick.
Okay.
Oh my. Well then.
You know what I want to see real bad?
What?
Who the fuck is Onio?
Who?
I'm thinking say who.
Yeah, look up Dragon Ball Z Onio. I have no idea what he is, where he came from, why he's in the fucking system.
Someone else do it. My phone's... someone else do it.
Now, do you guys think that after this DLC pack, we'll be getting some more DLC packs for Xenoverse 2? My thoughts are yes, because if they're releasing a new version and that they're releasing this pack, it would probably make more sense.
If they release a Xenoverse 3, they're gonna get my up their Xeno butts.
Well, I don't think they're gonna actually make a Xeno 3, if you think about it.
Your Xeno what up their Xeno butts? That's what I heard. Excuse me.
I said what
I heard too.
I said what in the Xeno butt.
Of course. Okay. So then
I said they're gonna get my Xeno fist up their Xeno butt.
Oh man.
Oh, that's kinky.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh no! I just realized I never did Dokkan Battle's Pan Adventure thing. No. Why do they always have to reset the events on at 8 o'clock for the daily events? That just doesn't make sense.
8 is right before bedtime, but just before dinner.
At least it's 8 o'clock over here anyway. No. I mean, not now, but I'm just saying that's when they do it.
What time is it for you now, son?
9:20.
Hey, we're in the same time zone.
It's 2:20 in the morning here.
Oh man, 7:20.
Oh my god.
Hey, I don't question it because I know Freak is a busy man. He is a man of his own thing.
He's a freak,
Hey.
all right.
And I'm proud of
it. Nice.
Okay. Also,
I see
do you think there will
sent
be
me a friend request?
Do you think there will be a story involved in this upcoming DLC pack?
No.
Maybe. It's a maybe.
Unless we're spoon feeding Deborah after he cries because Super Gohan he beat his A.
See, if we were gonna get a story, here's what I'd think. I seriously wish we had Boo tanks, because for some reason they're not including Gotenks absorbed Boo. And to be fair, they haven't done that in a while in the official games either, but I really wish that this DLC pack just, didn't skip anything and just included...
Well,
yeah.
Let's be honest, the only game that has no character missing... The only character that has no character... The only game that has no character missing whatsoever is Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
That is true.
Mm.
At least Battle of Z, for the bad game that it was in gameplay, also attempted to throw in most of the characters as well.
At least that terrible game tried, guys.
Good try.
They were
Good try.
cute.
Good try indeed.
Yeah, they try.
Isn't it
They
funny
try.
that someone supposedly hacked the spirit bomb in the main menu to, reach its maximum size as soon as possible?
What's the maximum size? That's the question.
It's all 9s, man. All 9s. I can't even remember. Okay, guys, so with that in mind, we're going to now close off the podcast. So before we do so, does anybody have any final thoughts regarding what we talked about today?
I have. I haven't played any Dragon Ball Z games in a while, simply because ever since the Dragon Ball Z games started coming out in PlayStation 2, it was just the same game over and over again. But considering that Dragon Ball Super is out and this new Android 21 is coming out, I might actually get back into the Dragon Ball Z games.
That's a good plan, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Call me Uncle Stan, Dan.
I'ma also say that when Goku gets his turn into Kaiken times 20, I might see the episode, see if it's get I'm still wondering if he's gonna be stronger or weaker.
Speaking of which, somebody needs to kick Screw Attack on the phone about that.
Can I just point out the fact that you need to rephrase your question, Pat, because you're asking if he gets stronger. Will he get stronger?
I said, will he get stronger or weaker?
Oh my god.
When people are killed, they die.
Diana was still alive hours before she died. Back to you, Bob. Man found dead in cemetery. Back to you, Jill.
He was number 1.
Schmitty Werben Yaberman Jensen.
Can they incite your thoughts?
Pretty much. No, I feel like we covered everything as possibly can. Myself, be there. The only recently Dragon Ball Z game that I actually played, or Dragon Ball game that I played, was Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. But I am really looking forward to the Z Fighter game. It looks like hype. I'm really stoked for it. That's all.
Dragon Ball Street Fighter Z. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or as the others
Tekken really are a
Tekken.
master of the fighting genre, in my opinion.
Or as others call it, Dragon Ball Street Fighters.
Fighters.
I could have sworn somebody modded Goku and Vegeta into Street Fighter 4 once. Not accurately, but using whatever they could. like
they tried the best, but
detailing the
it's not good enough.
characters. Because
I really hope they do what they did with Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 and the Battle of Z one, and they have like a Ryu outfit for Goku and a Ken outfit for Vegeta.
as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we're going to have any crossover outfits in upcoming Z games soon, but I'm very much looking forward to possibilities of that in the future.
Do you know that, yeah?
Your final thoughts.
Do you know that, in the alternate games I just talked about, when Goku had Naruto's costume on, he would have after image of him help him charge a Kamehameha, and Naruto would hold the Kamehameha stance to have a Rasengan ready.
Yeah, I remember those DLCs. To be honest, that was pretty cool how they had the Naruto and Dragon Ball Cross DLCs. But, yeah, any final thoughts about what we talked about today, Mystic Alien?
My brain am worked at Grud. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah.
And with that being said, my final thoughts are, I think we've got some interesting stuff looking forward to the future of Dragon Ball and stuff. Overall, it's been kind of weird, but acceptable as well, maybe. All we gotta do is just hang on tight, I guess. And if it doesn't work out, we always have other things to look forward to. This may be one of we may like the series, but it can't always be perfect, and that's okay. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're enjoying it as we are, so that's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Vegeta on a cheetah.
Oh yeah, you once mentioned Gogeta. If we do see Gogeta, that would be hype.
Yeah.
Honestly, they can't say that's not a canon possibility.
That's right. I totally agree.
That would be so amazing.
As soon as they had Gotenks fight Beerus, I was like, uh-oh. That means Gogeta can be done stuff.
Thanks for the Echo Anime insight. That'll make syncing it easier.
I'll get all the views.
And with that being said, that will be the end of the very first episode of QCast. If you guys watched the video all the way through, you're awesome, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I would like to thank every single one of the guests here for joining me. I did have another crowd that supposedly would have happened, but I had to make a few change of plans. I had to look into how I could possibly pull this off, and I managed to figure something out. In the end, I'm very content with what I managed to get, and I would like to thank Rise of Pat,
the one and only
Papa. How hard is it to say Papa?
Let's try that again. I'd like to thank Rise of Pat,
the one and only
Papa Mystic Alien,
Papa.
Anime Insight,
Thank you.
and Anime Freak 17.
Thank you very much, guys.
Insight, you sound like an airport terminal.
You did.
And we were doing so good up until this point. Alright. If you guys liked today's podcast, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. Feel free to subscribe to Anime Insight and Gypsy Freak, Anime Freak, who you can also find on YouTube. If you guys want to talk to Rise of Pat or Pat Paw Mystic Alien, feel free to join Master Media's Discord server, where you could find them there as well. And as for me, I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time. Everybody, let's end this off. I'm going to count to 3, and then at the end, we're all going to say QCast, okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Alright, Anime Insight.
Sounds good.
Anime Insight. Here we go.
Okay.
It's an honor serving with you, gentlemen.
Indeed, it was.
Same here.
Until next time, everybody. Ciao, amici miei. 1, 2, 3. QCast! And that'll do it for this QCast. Thank you very much for listening in, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be sure to come back soon, so be on the lookout for the next QCast. Until then, I'm Tempest Mask 1000. Stay safe, stay fresh. Ciao, amici miei.